Refined, it's the Big Red R that put Seattle beers on the map.
So since it was, the homegrown beer, and as I started collecting it, just got more and more into it, more and more into the history of the brewery, and it just kind of a snowball from there.
Meet the man whose obsession with Rainier is out of control. You gotta see it. Plus,
I cannot wait to do Seattle, and we're staying with you, Guard.
whoa, cheer up, big guy. I sit down with the stars of the new hit ABC comedy, Imaginary Mary. And things get weird in the kitchen.
Hey. Buttermilk and Chardonnay, what could be better, right?
Our favorite chef shares her secret for perfect chicken pot pie. Seattle Refined starts now.
Welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Guard Swanson, coming to you today from Uptown Espresso. These days, Seattle is one of the top cities in the nation when it comes to producing craft beer. And every one of those breweries owes a debt of gratitude to the one Seattle brewski that started it all, the classic Rainier.
Rainier started brewing beer in the Emerald City way back in 1878. And though times have changed, and the company has changed ownership a few times, as Refine's John Prentice discovered, for one local fan, the classic Red R will never go out of style.
And now, folks, the wonderful Rainier Waltz. Hit it, boys. Ain't a one, ain't a two, ain't.
For Stan Warzeka, Rainier for Life isn't just a slogan, it's a lifestyle.
So why do you love this beer so much?
It's your basic working man beer. Whether it's hot out, rainy out, goes with everything.
Stan says the items in this awesome collection took about 12 years to find. From tap handles to bottle molds, Stan has a little bit of everything.
It's a keg cart.
About 3,500 items in all, including this brew kettle lid, used to make Rainier beer at the original Seattle brewery.
I like old advertising, and started collecting Rainier since it was, the homegrown beer. And as I started collecting it, just got more and more into it, more and more into the history of the brewery, and it's just kind of a snowball from there. The advertising is pretty iconic.
Well, Audrey, look over there.
Where? Oh, a whole herd of Rainier beers.
Not herds, Audrey. Rainier's come in six-pack.
People really identify with the Rainier brand. They made 3 Hardhead costumes. 2 got destroyed, and this is the last remaining one of the original costumes. This is a hand-carved wood tour sign that was out in front of the Rainier Brewery. This is a driver delivery jacket from the 1950s.
Rainier posters, Rainier cans, even a Rainier phone. Stan is a genuine Rainier superfan. He's even spotted real, wild Rainiers.
Just by chance, saw this big crowd, looked down this one side street, it's like, hey, they're shooting a commercial. We'll check it out. So we stood there and watched them shoot it.
Have you tried on that giant plastic bottle?
I have. It's not real good vision, kind of stuffy.
What do you think of Rainier being cool again?
I love it. It's the way it used to be. Rainier was a leader way back in its day, and a younger generation has discovered it. I think people realize it's, still a great beer.
John Prentice, Seattle Refined.
Keep it tuned to Refine for some exciting future announcements about Rainier, plus some exciting stuff coming up for Seattle Beer Week. That starts May 4th.
These days, more than ever, we all could use a hearty laugh to take our minds off the more serious side of life. And fortunately, when it comes to a good giggle, Seattle has us covered.
If you aren't familiar with Seattle's comedy scene, no worries. SeattleRefined.com has you covered. Right now on the site, you can find the 5 best comedy haunts in Seattle. From stand-up to improv, there's something to tickle any funny bone. Log on and check it out.
Speaking of funny, Golden Globe award-winning Dharma and Greg actress Jenna Elfman has made a career of playing goofy, offbeat, and very funny women. And now she's back doing what she does best in the new ABC comedy, Imaginary Mary.
You're just in my head. Go away.
All that matters is I love you and we're in this together.
He's onto us. Kick him in the nuts and run.
Elfman plays Alice, a career woman whose imaginary childhood friend Mary, voiced by SNL alum Rachel Dratch, returns to give her advice when she falls in love with Ben, a single father with 3 kids. I caught up with Elfman and her co-star, Steven Schneider from Los Angeles.
Just tell me about the show. You got to be excited about it, right?
Oh, yeah, we're so excited. We had so much fun doing it.
you know, just a brief rundown of the story. My character is this really accomplished single career woman who had a rough beginning in her life because her parents fought bitterly, divorced, and they were just never there for her. So out of survival, she's drawing this little creature who comes to life off the page, which is her imaginary friend, who gets her through her childhood and is there for her and then vanishes once she becomes an adult. But cut to present day, my character's terrified of love, terrified of relationships, really, really scared of kids because that area for her is very blocked off. And then I can't help myself, I fall in love with this charming fellow right here. And he's a divorced guy with 3 kids, which is like everything.
Grand slam.
Yeah, like everything awful and terrifying in my character's initial estimation. And in that stress, my imaginary friend from childhood returns. You know, she was created out of a 6-year-old mind, so it's bad advice, good advice, mischief, and just general that self-thought navigation illustrated by this imaginary character. And my character grows ultimately from finding love and gets to plug into his life and meet his kids, and a lot of physical comedy too.
This is a question for both of you guys. So when you guys got the script and you're looking at it, it's kind of like the movie Ted. You know, you got some animation going on. Did you know this is a right fit for you? And did you know what parts you guys were getting?
The writing was solid on its own, too. I mean, it was about to me, I was like, something that's totally underrepresented on TV, a single dad of 3 kids. It was cool to be able to sort of carry that torch and illustrate that story because you don't see it very often. And it was such a funny kind of, the writing was so funny and sharp and grounded that I thought the character worked. And when Jenna signed on, I was like, this is a no-brainer.
Real quick, did you guys have an imaginary friend? Jenna, did you have one, like a real one?
You know what? I never did have an imaginary friend. I was fascinated with human behavior. I was always staring at people, and my mom would have to apologize.
Real quick, what do you guys know about Seattle?
I used to go to Pacific Northwest Ballet every summer on full scholarship to the ballet school. So I love Seattle a lot.
I have been dying to get there. My wife and I are trying to plan a trip there, so I cannot wait to do Seattle, and we're staying with you, Guard.
Thanks, guys. Imaginary Mary airs Tuesday nights at 9:30 right here on Como 4. Seattle Refined is just getting started. It's National Pet Day, and we're not going to be sheepish about how much we love our 4-legged friends. But first, it's chicken pot pie so good, it'll make you do a kitchen dance. The super easy recipe is next.
Welcome back to Seattle Refined. I'm Guard Swanson. We cover a lot of food trends here on Refined, and while popular styles of cuisines come and go, there are some dishes that are just classics. Take the chicken pot pie, for instance. It never goes out of style. But as I learned on a recent visit with my BFF, Heather Earnhardt, at the Wandering Goose Cafe, there's a pot pie, and then there's a loaded pot pie. So Heather, what's the deal here? We've been up here so often.
Yeah.
I've never seen this many ingredients for anything we've cooked.
This is for our pot pie. It's our loaded chicken pot pie.
And this recipe is a homemade recipe, right? This is kind of yours.
It's mine, and it's in the cookbook too.
All right, let's get busy.
So we're gonna start with butter first.
Goes in?
Yep. Put that in. We're gonna let that melt. Okay, looks like the butter's melted. We can add onion. This is either just yellow onion or sweet onion. Definitely want to sweat out the onion until it starts getting a little soft and a little transparent, but not brown. And you also want to add salt and pepper as you go to every layer.
So those onions are looking pretty good.
Looking good. I think let's add some, we have 1 leek chopped up here.
Throw them in.
Add some celery. Give that a little stir. I'm gonna add the carrots. Time for the potatoes. You can see our vegetables are getting soft.
Really soft, man, they really cook down.
They cook down. So we're gonna coat our vegetables in the flour. Stir it in there, and it starts to cook some.
You tell me when.
I think just hit it with the big splash.
That good?
A little bit more. That's good. Yep. Okay, now that's thick, so we're gonna add a little bit of lemon juice. This is fresh thyme. This is lemon zest. Add our chicken. Now I roasted a chicken for this, and then just took it off the bone.
And what's this stuff?
This is chicken stock that we make here. You can see it starts to make this really nice gravy sauce.
That really looks good.
This is heavy cream, just a teensy bit. Oh, I need parsley. You want to chop parsley?
Yeah.
Good job. Let's dump that in. So we're gonna let that come up to a simmer so it'll thicken up properly, and we're gonna go make our biscuits.
Let's go.
So we have some biscuit flour, a little salt, a little baking powder, and baking soda, and then I'm gonna add just a teensy touch of sugar. We're gonna turn that on. We have cold unsalted butter, and we're gonna add some buttermilk. Lightly press it together. If you have a rolling pin, you can use one. So you can see these are a lot
way thinner
than what we normally do.
They go right into the back?
Right on top, yeah. Squeeze one more in there. And then we're gonna brush that with melted butter. We're gonna put this whole thing right in the oven.
Let's do it.
So heavy.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. And I do it at about 375 for 20, 25 minutes.
All right. Ah, look at that. Golden brown.
Right? Woo. You ready?
All right, dish me up. Ooh, that looks fantastic. Cheers. Woo. Oh, that's fantastic. You're a BCA. You're like a buck-up.
What's up?
Best chef always.
Oh,
isn't that
that's
nice?
Sweet.
Oh,
Cheers.
yes, this is
nice.
fantastic.
Heather's Cookbook, Big Food, Big Love, is available in stores right now.
Another dish that never goes out of fashion, a well-made green salad.
Our refined foodie extraordinaire, Frank Guanco, has taken a break from his search for the best burgers and fried chicken to uncover the tastiest, flavorful salads the city has to offer. And he's found something for every budget, from the Niçoise salad at Cafe Nordstrom to the iconic greens at fine dining destination Canlis. To see more of Frank's picks, log on to SeattleRefined.com. Up next on Refined.
You know us sheep, we can get a little lost, so we appreciate the dogs looking out for us.
Our roving reporter checks out a competition where it doesn't pay to be sheepish. Here at Seattle Refined, we never get tired of hearing from you. Like us on Facebook, tweet us your story ideas, or shoot us an email telling us what you want to see on the show. You can find our inbox at hello@SeattleRefined.com. Seattle Refined will be right back.
Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. Here at Refined, we don't need a special day to celebrate how much we love our pets. But since today is National Pet Day, we thought we'd give a special shout out to some of our four-legged friends like these guys.
Sheepdogs. For centuries, they've helped shepherds tend to their flock.
Her name's June. Both of her parents were working sheepdogs.
Border collies like June can trace their roots to farm dogs, working the rough terrain near the border of England and Scotland. That's why they're called border collies.
You want to go get some sheep?
Yeah.
They have herding in their blood, and since 2002, they get to put their skills to the test at the annual Vashon Sheepdog Classic.
They have to run all the way out there, and they have to come up behind the sheep, not in front of the sheep, not flat into the sheep, behind the sheep, so that then when the sheep sense the dog, they'll say, okay, well, we need to get a move on here.
From there, the dogs have to bring the sheep down the field, which is about 4 football fields long, around some obstacles, and hopefully into this pen. Christy says it ain't easy.
It's really hard. They're too far away to communicate verbally or to yell, so we have to use our whistle.
For Justin Rodriguez and his dog June, so far, so good. Now, they just have to get the sheep into the pen. Success! But it came seconds too late.
It was really close. I just simply ran out of time, and we run again tomorrow, so we're excited to try to do better tomorrow.
What do you think of this suit here? I was expecting a lot more tweed.
I know. Actually, the standard attire is Carhartts. Baseball caps and Carhartts.
Carhartts.
It's a laid-back atmosphere, and for the handlers and sheepdogs, it's all about having fun. But what about the sheep? We asked Noodle, who spoke through an interpreter.
You know us sheep, we can get a little lost, so we appreciate the dogs looking out for us. What else, Noodle? Sometimes we try to pull the wool over their eyes, so.
Take a look at this guy. This sheep was having so much fun basking in the sun, he completely ignored the dog, trying to get him to his pen. For this dog, the contest is over. But there's always next year. At the Vashon Sheepdog Classic, John Prentice, Seattle Refined.
This year's Vashon Sheepdog Classic is coming right up. It starts June 8th. For more information, check out our website.
Now admit it, even the best behaved dog has a quirk or two, like they jump up on company or don't get along with the cat.
And because we know how stressful it is when your dog misbehaves and you can't figure out why, we want to help. That's why Refined is teaming up with Seattle's Dog Whisperer to answer your burning canine questions. Send us your doggy dilemma, as well as a picture of you and your pooch to hello@seattlerefined.com, and we might just answer your question on the show. We'll be right back, but first, our Tech Tango Tip of the Week.
Jill sent in, how do you save a voicemail message? Maybe you want to save a voicemail from an aging parent or a silly message from a child. To keep it for a long time, you should copy the message to a new location in the event your phone is lost or damaged. To save a voicemail message on an iPhone, go to the message and tap Share icon. From there, you can email the message to yourself, save it to Dropbox or other cloud services. This is free and easy. Android users can use an online service such as Voicemails Forever, which costs about $19.99. This service works with most carriers and saves messages as an MP3 file. I'm Francie Black with your Tech Tip Today. For more great tips, visit techtangotoday.com.
Welcome back to Refined. The fashion industry is one of the toughest industries to break into under any circumstances. That's why the success of a young Utah man who just released a high-end fashion line is amazing, not just for his achievement, but also for what he has overcome.
I'm a dressmaker.
Michael has a very unique talent that starts with pen and paper.
I really like to see things that are beautiful.
He designs high-end women's clothing with lots of sparkle and pizzazz.
Dresses, jackets, and skirts.
He calls it Andolsik, after his last name.
It's a very sophisticated look.
And on this day when we met,
beautiful work.
He was gearing up for the most exciting yet intense day of his life, his very own fashion show. Several days later,
oh, interviewing me, huh?
We find Michael at the Grand America Hotel in downtown Salt Lake, working with 13 models.
I'm a bit nervous. I am.
As he prepares to bring his clothing line to the runway for the very first time.
This is the launch of the Andolsik ready-to-wear line.
For Michael,
we've got to figure out something, you know, right?
This is a dream come true.
I guess.
Years of hard work, now being displayed for all to see.
It's very fun to see a well-dressed woman.
But if you only knew the real Michael Andolsik.
I don't like to speak with people. I don't.
You would be amazed.
As a kid, I had to go to speech therapy. And
how he's managed to get here at all.
I certainly want people to think I'm confident out there.
Michael has autism.
I had to learn to do things that most people know how to do instinctively, to introduce themselves when they meet someone for the first time, to make eye contact.
And that's why even this interview,
it's uncomfortable,
is a major challenge.
With the chair, it's very difficult to funnel the correct information in my head out of my mouth to the person I was speaking with.
But Michael knows if he wants to make it in the fashion world, he's got to face his fears.
This is ongoing workshop for me to just get better and better at handling my anxiety, at interacting with people.
So excited for him.
And if there is anyone who knows how to showcase something,
I could cry right now. I just think, he does wonderful work.
It's Michael who hopes his clothing line can be more than just great fashion.
We now have these results that are just great, such wonderful work from people that need a chance.
All right, that'll do it for today's show. I'm Gart Swanson. We'll see you next time right here on Seattle Refined.